everybody. You know, I talk a lot about home security. One thing that we don't really touch upon a lot is our own personal security. And particularly if you're a female or you're older, you might be vulnerable to, who knows these days what you're going to face. So if we look at what's out there to protect you, is precious little. Common sense is one of them, of course. You want to keep away from certain circumstances. There are sprays out there, which used to be called mace, and some people now use a dog spray to defend themselves or their dogs from other dogs or from people. The problem with those sprays is if it's a day like today where it was incredibly windy out, if you're facing the wrong direction, you've done yourself in, because it's going to come back and spray you. And believe me, in an emergency, you're not going to try to figure out which way the wind is going. You're just going to hit this thing and try to stop whatever it is that is coming at you. So that's going to be a problem. So I'm looking at it going, okay, what else can we do? And I think one of the things that we want to look at doing is making a lot of noise. Draw attention to yourself. You've got a voice, you can scream, but there's a couple of gadgets on the market that we can use to help draw attention to ourselves. They're really loud. One of these are these personal alarms that you can buy. On Amazon, if you buy 5 or 6 at a time, for $25, $30, you get them in at about $6 a piece. These are ridiculously loud. You can clip them to your zipper. You can clip them to a pocket. You can clip them to pretty well anything that you need to, and then you have them with you at all the time. And the basic premise behind this is that should you need it, all you have to do is pull that plug, and it starts screaming at you. And believe me, it's a lot louder in person than it ever is trying to relay this through a video. It's extremely loud. My ears are ringing, and it's loud enough that it's going to draw attention to you from your surroundings, and hopefully that alone is going to turn somebody around. Or in the case of a coyote, which as we see now are coming in to take animals of all types. If you see them you don't have to wait until they get right up on you. You see them in the distance, pull this thing already and start making some noise and convince it to go somewhere else. This is probably going to be your best bet. So we've got that. Then the other thing that we have here, they recommend making a lot of noise when it comes to coyotes, making yourself big, being very vocal, making sure that these things hear that you're there. A whistle is a wonderful idea, and I'm going to show you a couple things. This is a standard referee's whistle that you can buy very cheaply for $5 or $6. Now, in a pinch, these are okay. They're reasonably loud. They're going to draw some attention and hopefully scare the coyote. I got to looking at this and I thought, there's got to be a better way. I mean, I don't want to rely on electronics for everything that we do. What other whistles are out there? Well, let me show you the one that I found here. This is a hypersonic whistle. It's billed itself as the loudest whistle in the world. And let me tell you, this thing is borderline painful when you go to use it. Why do you want something like this? When you have volume like this, you can start blowing this when that coyote's out in the distance and start already letting them know that he's there, it's there. And hopefully that blowing is going to convince it to turn around long before it gets anywhere near your animal. And if they're coming really close to you, believe me, this is really painfully loud. I'm going to do this now, and at the risk of my own hearing, and again, this video is not going to translate how loud this is, but this is ridiculously loud. Oh, good Lord. That is enough to give you a headache. That is actually painful. You don't want to do this indoors like I did, but I'm just trying to show you that it's available, okay? So this particular one comes in at $17. You can buy these for about $5 or $6. Why would you settle for a little small thing like this that really doesn't put up much volume when you can actually get this? There's another one called the Storm Whistle. It's also in and around the $17 mark. They kind of compete between the two, claiming which is the loudest in the world. The tests I've done say that the Hyper whistle is the loudest in the world. Comes with a lanyard. Keep it on you at all times when you're walking your dog, when you're out for a walk. They claim you can hear this for 2 miles. Whether you can or not, I don't know. But I can tell you one thing, you can hear it a long way. I was outside earlier on with Angelita, and we were walking through a forested area, and I had her go ahead of me quite a ways, and you can hear this just as plain as day. So we're going to be able to warn away coyotes and hopefully draw attention to yourself if you're in trouble. Other than that, my recommendation is don't go with the sprays. You need to really know what you're doing, and if the wind turns around on you, you're going to get it in your own eyes, This is basically where it's destined to be, and then you're going to have a problem. You might be in bigger trouble than when you set out to be. So I'm going to provide links for you for this whistle and for the Amazon alarm, and hopefully this gives you something to make you feel a little more secure when you're out there and scare the coyotes from coming anywhere near you and your pet. Hey, thanks for hanging in there. Have a great day, and we'll see you around the neighborhood. Take care.